Hola, I'm Chef Richard Sandoval. Thank you so much for joining me to celebrate Dia de los Muertos. Dia de los Muertos is a Mexican holiday honoring the passing of loved ones. Flowers are used to decorate altars, tombstones of the deceased during Day of the Dead celebration. It is believed that the flower scent will make the returning souls feel welcomed. In honor of this, we've chosen the marigold flower as a way we're telling the story this year. We've partnered with Mexico City-based illustrator and artist Chepe to create artwork that celebrates the holiday. We are proud to showcase his talent on a global scale, and what he has created truly reflects the vibrancy of Dia de los Muertos. I invite you to taste our marigold-inspired specials at our restaurants, listen to our signature Dia de los Muertos Spotify channel, and immerse yourself in one of my favorite holidays. Today, we are going to be creating a decadent pumpkin bread cake garnished with marigold flowers. All right, let's get started now. So what we're gonna be making today is we're gonna be making our pumpkin seed brittle. So we're gonna get started off with a little bit of water and simple syrup. Then we're gonna add our sugar. Then what we wanna do with this is we're gonna toss it, kind of mix it all together. And then we're going to leave it here for about maybe 9 to 10 minutes to make sure it caramelizes and you get that nice brown color. All right, so here we have our caramel, which has began to brown. And again, we want to make sure we get that really nice brown color because it's what's going to give you that shininess and the color. Okay, we're going to add a bit of butter to this. We're going to mix that around, and the butter, what actually it does, it gives you the shiny that you see in the brittle. So the butter is a very important part of the brittle. We're going to mix that around, and again, we got to make sure that the butter is fully melted before we add our next ingredients. We're going to add our baking powder, a little bit of cayenne pepper, a little bit of cinnamon. Now we're going to mix that around. Now we're going to add our pumpkin seeds. And we're going to mix that around. You want to make sure that it's very well mixed and combined with your caramel. All right, now we're going to grab our pumpkin seeds with our caramel. We're going to spread that in our sheet pan with our non-stick mats. We're going to spread that around. Grab another sheet pan and press it to make sure we get the nice thickness that we want. Again, you want to make sure you really press on it to get the nice, even brittle. Right, so now we're going to remove our sheet pan. We're going to remove our non-stick pan. And we have a really nice brittle, nice and shiny. You get the nice green from the pumpkins. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to grab our brittle and we're going to start breaking it into pieces. Again, this is really nice for garnishes. Obviously, we're going to use it with our pumpkin Dia de los Muertos bread, but you can also crush it and you're going to get, a little more of a kind of a brittle. Gives you a really nice texture, nice look, and the pumpkin seed gives you the kind of this saltiness. So you got this play on caramel and a little bit of saltiness. All right, awesome. So now let's get started with our Day of the Dead bread. So first, what we're going to do is we're going to grab our condensed milk. So this is what we call tres leches. We grab 3 different types of milk. We're going to grab our whole milk, our evaporated milk. All right, so the idea behind the 3 milks is they all play a different role. Sweetness from the condensed, the evaporated gives it a little bit of freshness, and again, some nice freshness from the whole milk. A little bit of our orange blossom essence. And again, this is kind of what, ties it into all to the Day of the Dead. This is what, the essence, kind of rescues the souls of the people that have passed. We're going to mix this together. And again, you want to make sure it's all, very well infused together before, we put it onto our pumpkin bread. Okay, now we're going to grab our tres leches, and we're going to make sure our bread is really, really nice and soaked. And again, the purpose for this is, it gives it this nice moisture, nice flavor. And again, food is all about, textures and flavor. So, when you have a bread that sometimes tends to be a little bit dry, the tres leches will really make it nice and moist. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to have our kielbasa squash. What we're going to do with that, we're going to oven roast it. So we're going to grab it, we're going to slice it, we're going to take out the seeds. We're going to put a little bit of butter, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of sugar, oven roast it, probably for about an hour at around 350 until it's really, really nice and tender. Then we take it out of the oven, we put it in a blender, maybe add a little bit of extra butter, a little bit of sugar, a little bit of cinnamon. And again, I've always said recipes are meant to be followed, but again, it's up to you to get the right flavor that you want. So always be tasting it and adjusting. Also, if you want it, if you don't want to oven roast, you can also boil it. Again, take off the skin, take out the seeds, put in a little bit of water, a little bit of cinnamon sticks, a little bit of sugar, cook it until it's really nice and tender. Again, blender, a little bit of butter, a little bit of extra cinnamon, a little bit of sugar. All right, next what we're going to do is we're going to start plating our pumpkin Day of the Dead bread. First, we're going to grab our pumpkin puree here. We're going to make a nice, kind of a mirror down here. Now we're going to grab our infused cake. You got to be very careful because it's a little tender because of the milks. But it makes it really, really nice and moist. That's what you want. I mean, the last thing you want is a dry pumpkin cake. All right. Now we're going to add a little bit more of our pumpkin puree. And this is, so that when I put our garnish here, it'll, hold really nicely. Now we're going to grab our marigolds. And again, these are edible flowers. And again, it's a very important part of the, Day of the Dead celebration. And what I'm doing here, I'm grabbing a little bit of the orange ones. This nice kind of almost burgundy here. And it just really brings out the best of this dish. This color is beautiful. And I always like to drizzle just maybe a couple just around there, just for a little bit of, nice. Then just a couple of my yellow ones here. All right, now we're going to grab our pumpkin seed brittle, and I just like to drizzle that around. And again, like I've always said, I mean, recipes are meant to be, followed. But again, I think it's up to you and your personal preference of flavors to integrate and take ownership in these recipes. So use recipes, follow them, but then own them and change them a little bit. I'm going to finish it with a little bit of a nice quenelle of cinnamon ice cream here. I'm just going to put this right next to our cake. And there you have it, your pumpkin bread tres leches Day of the Dead cake. Provecho.